How to create global variables. As the tutorial has outlined, a global variable is a variable that can be understood by all of the different windows and all of the controls on those windows within a specific application. So I'm going to show you quickly here how to add global variables so that everything will understand the variable usage throughout the entire application. So I'm going to click on my window and I'm going to go up to my main menu. Now this is going to go off the screen, but just simply choose Insert and Module. And when you insert a module, that module is put down on your navigator. You can name that module. Now in my instructions I tell you to call it global variables. I already have one called global variables within this application. So I'm going to click and go to that module. So there we have it. So you've created one called global variables. Now with that module being highlighted in your navigator, I want you to pull down from your new code item and choose property. So when the property window opens up, you'll see that I have a basic template here for creating a global variable, and I can give it a name, and I'm going to call this one let2 for letters number 2. I already have one called let1, so I'll add another one. Because this is going to be a letter variable, I'm going to enter it as type being string, and I leave the scope to global. So you'll see here now I have let2 as string. If I want to give that a default value, I can type some text in there. I don't want to give this one a default value, so I will leave it blank. So I will now add another global variable. So I'm going to add a second property. And I want this one to be an integer, so I will leave it as integer. And I will call this one num2, and again I leave the scope as global. So now on my navigator you see that under my module called global variables, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 properties. I have let1 and num1 were the two global variables I created for this example, and then let2 and num2 are the two I've just created now to show you that process. So now I can use any 4 of those variable names, and the information stored in those variables will be able to be accessed by all of the controls in all of the windows within this application.